So actually I decided to stay off from the city center. This place is a bit remote from central London because I didn't want anybody to break into this car. Morning. Yes, I hardly see the sun in UK, but today the sun is out. I'm lucky to have the sun. So here I'm in London. I want to go to Scotland, but I'm heading towards the south. It doesn't make sense. Yes, I want to touch the southernmost point. The points are very important to my journey because it's like in the US, I went to the southernmost point. That was the Key West, Miami Key West. I went down there to the Key West. So here I want to do the same thing. So and then the time to explore the entire UK begins. And the journey begins from now. So let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. The place that is closer to the equator than any other place within the UK. That is where I'm going. The planets is about the planets. It's not just driving around cities and taking photos in London, no. Or taking photos in big cities, no. It's about getting to know the planets. So these points are important to my journey. Super important. So right here, I am in the middle of the journey. It's a big gas station right here. And then lucky for me, there's enough parking as a rest stop. So I'm going to prepare some small lunch. This thing you see is a food warmer. So you can see I have wache, and I have jollof, and I have there's the sauce that I bought from a shop. I hope it will taste nice. But this ones I know it tastes very nice. My fridge is here. Let me show you the fridge. My fridge is here. The back is a bit loaded, but this is the fridge. You can see it freezes everything. It runs on 12 volts. So the moment I spark the car and I hit the road, it freezes everything. So I have a liner that I normally put into the food warmer. So let me get one of the liners. That'll go into the food warmer before I hit the food. So this aluminium foil becomes like a liner, and so it sits in the food warmer. And let me put this camera right here. So this is how I do it. Keep the spoons and the forks right here. This is a spoon, this is a fork. And a tissue right here. There's another tissue up there too. So I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna put the food here before I continue to drive, because by the time I'll get a little forward, it will be warm. I'm not super hungry right now, but it's just a preparation to make sure that the food is in a warmer, because it takes a little time before it becomes warm. So adventure without this is not adventure. Smell the black pepper and all those things. I think I'm going to cut some tomatoes and put it on top. I'm going to keep this back into the fridge. Cutting knife is quite big though, but this knife is useful for, it's like multi-purpose. So I'm gonna wash it slightly, then use it to cut. I'm washing it slightly before I use it to cut. Multi-purpose knife or cutting. Even coconut, I can use it to handle coconuts. So I actually had it as a multi-purpose. Yeah. So let me wash the tomatoes as well. A little wash. I need to buy water. Washed. In adventure, you can't have everything. Yeah, that's gonna taste so nice. So here is the middle of the journey. And I'm cooking. Yeah, this food warmer, I love it so much. It's one of the most, this is one of the most useful things in my adventure. It has done so well. So here, as I said, I'm in the middle of the journey. I'm heading towards the southernmost point of UK. And I decided to prepare lunch in the middle of the journey. And I'll continue to drive soon. So this runs on 12 volts, so you can see this is a plug actually. The socket is the one in there. I need to get some cable tied to do some work up there. Yeah. It's a good rest stop. They are not so common in the UK. In the US, the gas station's rest stop is different from the interstate highway rest stops. And you can get a washroom, and you can just go in there, and then after that, you continue your journey. But here is different. Unless you get a gas station that has like a space like this. So here there's a hotel, there's McDonald's, and a drive-through coffee shop. So I'm going to do some work up here. There's a little shaky when I drive. I think this one is a little shaky. And then here I need to get some hardware from this shop. And this is also another shop that I'll get some things. So I'm going to work on it to stop this noise. As it becomes stable, yeah, that thing is solid. Let's see the outcome of the food that went into the warmer. Whoa, you can see tomatoes, everything is nicely prepared. So that's how it works. And let me pick some juice from the fridge. So in the fridge I have some juice here. Oh yes, it's super frozen. Yeah. So this coming from the fridge, it's almost turning into ice. Look at it. Reservoir has a crack, so gradually it is leaking. I see a crack The name of this place?
Yeah, the name of this place is Plusher.
Okay.
The area, and it's Bodmin Moor Garages in Cornwall. Okay. And if you go further up, all of this is Bodmin Moor.
Okay. I'm going to the southernmost point.
Land's End you're heading.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
That will take maybe about an hour and a half.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Land's End is right down. I've been to Land's End.
Yeah.
But the furthest I've gone up north is Glasgow.
Okay.
Oh no, Inverness. I went to Inverness because my job took me to Inverness. Loch Lomond.
Okay.
Beautiful drive once you get past
Yeah.
Carlisle.
Yeah.
And then the roads open up. Beautiful countryside.
Yeah.
I lived there for 2 years.
Wow.
Nearly 2 years in Scotland.
Wow.
Very nice.
Wow.
But
That's
I'm
lovely.
impressed.
But I realize that here, the roads are not as busy compared to closer to London.
No.
Yeah, the roads are less busy.
Oh, yeah, that's another place I used to work, London.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
here it gets busier when the holiday makers come down.
Wow.
You know, it's really busy then.
Yeah. So what are some of the common? Is it like farming? The most common thing around here?
It's mainly farming.
Okay.
Sheep, cattle. My friend's got a farm up there.
Okay.
There's a little village there where I go and support the football team, the local football team, and I run the line.
Oh, I see.
And we're doing very well. There's a nice little village just up there where they go down. There's a church and a pub and do nice meals.
Okay.
Which is just up the road. And if you keep going on the A30, you'll see it's a famous place, the Jamaica Inn, which is on the left, and it's supposed to be haunted. That's on Bodmin Moor, and that's very popular with the holiday makers.
I see.
But you're going to be zooming down the A30 to Land's End, which is another holiday area, been built up quite a bit.
Hours of drive
to
the Lizard Point.
Yes, the Lizard.
Yeah, and it's quite interesting. I mean, how this part of the world. I mean, I really want to experience the planets. So it's not just about the big cities.
No.
But also to go to those points, the southernmost point, the northernmost point. I was so impressed when you said you've been to Yellowstone. Because I hardly hear people saying they've been to Yellowstone.
No.
Yellowstone is, you see, you can only go to Yellowstone when you have access to like a vehicle or a car.
Yeah.
Or like a tour bus, because it's kind of remote.
Yeah, very remote.
Yes, because I had to drive this vehicle. So I did a Mount Rushmore, and then I drove from Mount Rushmore to Wyoming, to the Yellowstone National Park.
Brilliant.
And it was beautiful to see all those. I mean, the hot water coming from the ground.
Yes.
It was.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yes, it was a point I saw the planet speaking. It's like I was like, the planet is speaking. This is the language of this planet, and it was so incredible.
But when I flew into Los Angeles, we picked a car up and went from Los Angeles to California, Santa Barbara. We went on the coast road.
Yes.
All the way to China Lake.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very incredible.
Those areas are, in fact, the most beautiful place for me. The most beautiful community on this planet that I've seen is Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I went there.
I love the design. Everything there is so distinctive.
Yeah.
There's a place in Florida called Key Biscayne. Key Biscayne. I hope I'm pronouncing it right.
Well,
it's kind of matching Beverly Hills, but it's not up to the standards for me.
No.
Because Beverly Hills was so well designed. The lanes, I mean the roads, even the kind of plant that the trees that they planted, each lane has a specific.
It must be incredible for you to travel around like you do.
Oh yeah,
Thank you. What was your occupation then?
So I'm into light emitting diodes within the electromagnetic. So I have a factory in Ghana, and I have a CNC routers. You know CNC routers? CNC routers use computer numerical numbers and a spindle to do a 3D printing.
Right.
I have those machines as well.
I see.
In a factory where I have workers. So while I drive, I work with them online as well. Yes. But then I really want to drive, but I mean, like I've told myself that I can't just exit the planet without experiencing it. Because one day I'm gonna die. So I mean, if I have a means, because you know, it's quite interesting. You can only appreciate the universe if you tend to understand where we are.
I'm living a dream because I only work part-time.
Yeah.
And you got to appreciate that in life.
Yeah,
you know?
Of course.
But I won't say what you said. I'm going to pass away. Not me. Mine's coming closer than you.
Okay.
So I won't discuss that, although it'll happen.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't get morbid.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the sun has a signature on our DNA, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, even as I keep going off from the equator and off from Africa, I can tell myself that they all came from home. And where is the home? Is the African plains. That's where life is.
The thing is, how much time have you given yourself to travel around? Because if you've got businesses to, don't mind me asking.
Oh yes.
Have you taken what, 6 months off or?
Yes. So, in most cases, I haven't given myself a specific time that I'm taking this time off. So sometimes I can just pause because of maybe winter, and you know, Ghana, our weather is the same.
Right.
So when I pause because of winter, when I go back home, I put a lot into my work.
Oh, I see.
I pay attention to all around, and like I said, working online at the same time, making sure that I travel as well. I experienced a tornado in America while I was driving in Tennessee, and it was not a joke. I was like, wow, is that what people go through here?
Yeah.
I mean, here I get good fuel for my car, but some places the diesel they sell is so bad.
Yes.
That you could see that like most of the diesel cars, they produce very bad exhaust. Yeah. I don't feel good driving a fossil fuel, a car that runs on fossil fuel, but I have no option. Because I can't also rely on an electric car going around the planet.
No.
So my great grandfather used to have a coffee farm, and then he left it. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
And then, so sometimes the moment you mention coffee, what comes in mind is that, oh yes, I know how coffee.
You got real coffee. We haven't over here. We don't get and your fruit.
And then we have cocoa as well.
Oh yeah.
We have cocoa. So on the other hand, I've also learned about like plant adaptation. You know, like going around the planet, I've realized that there are some plants that do not survive around this part of the world.
No. Because
the plant that keeps wider leaves, they don't survive here.
No.
No. So this is the first time my tires are touching like dirt roads in the UK. The first time ever my car is touching a dirt road in the UK. Yeah, thank you. Yes, thank you. So here I'm getting closer. So let's see what is here. Okay. All right. So there's a story to tell. Hi. Hi.
Are you?
Yes, I'm good. So this place is which represents the southernmost point in the UK. So I'm here. I'll start a journey from here to the northernmost point in the UK. So you can see how remote this place is. Yeah, I've entered the city. It's a small town. Going inside, and this place represents a place whereby the rotational speed is the fastest in the UK. So can you tell me a little story about this place?
So what would you want to know?
This area?
Well,
like the southernmost point in UK?
Around here, what it's living like around here?
Okay.
It's nice, it is really nice, but in the winter it can get very boring. But in summertime it's the best place to live in the world. I mean, I'm a fisherman.
Oh really?
Yeah. So I
nice.
work out in Cadriff, which is just around the corner here.
Yeah.
Yeah, down here is absolutely lovely. It's so busy, but kind of